Traste Lindéns Kvintett. Traste Lindéns Kvintett. I grew up during the 1980s, and after some years my ears started to get really weary from the synthetic 80s sound that you could hear all the time, so I started to embrace music that had a more acoustic ambience, so to speak. And one example is the Swedish group Traste Lindéns Kvintett, a group that early got attention since they didn't have any electricity at all when they played. Even the singer Mats Traste Lindén sang in a simple megaphone instead of a microphone. They also preferred to play in the streets instead of huge stages. Well, you can understand that since they didn't have any electricity to amplify their sound. But when they started to get more attention through their numerous tours and two first albums, it was impossible to stay 100% acoustic, but they always had a sound that was based on acoustic steel string guitars, mandolins, accordions, and they had their great breakthrough with their third album, this one, Jolly Bob Går i Land from 1991, with very interesting artwork made by one of the members, Miklos Fleckman. And they had some hits from this album, Svenska Flaggans Dag and Ensam Igen. They got a lot of attention for their sound, but also for their down-to-earth lyrics that described male feelings and thoughts in naive but very focused manner. They weren't taken that seriously by the big newspaper music critics, but Swedish music critics have never shown any major interest in any Swedish music not originating from Stockholm, maybe Gothenburg and Malmö, but outside that, music doesn't really count for them. They view them as a novelty act, but that only shows that the music critics rarely listen to what they're supposed to write about. Shortly after their fourth album, the one that came after this one, called Gud hjälpe Traste Lindéns Kvintett, another superb album, was issued. The songwriter and multi-instrumentalist Miklos Fleckman, who also made the artwork here, who were very inspired by Eastern European music. Most of his songs were written in minor keys. He left the band, and it is my thought that they lost a bit of their edge after that. They made a live album and a rather weak studio album after his departure, but shortly after that the group split up. But they were very important for me in the late 80s, early 90s, and still today I bring out these albums and listen to them, and I consider that, well, I can understand why I appreciated it then, because I think it's still very good. It would be very nice if they had some sort of reunion, but one of their most important members, Håkan Ahlström, passed away a couple of years ago, so I doubt that there will be any. He was a bit like a musical motor in the group, so I don't think that we'll hear much more of them. But who knows? Stranger things have happened.